Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Come on in here and sit down with me, and let's open our Bibles up today. We're studying Psalm 40, verses 14 through 17. And this passage is very much like what we find in Psalm 70. So Psalm 70 is repeated here, or Psalm 40 is repeated in Psalm 70. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. Hard to tell. Or the third option is they were both written independently, and the Spirit of God just wanted to make sure we got it, that we heard these words. So very important. And the church historically has looked at these words, 13 through 17, as perhaps a prayer that the Son of God prayed in the garden. You know, he's praying for the Lord to deliver him speedily. One of the things that you'll find as you compare the two, Psalm 70 and the last 5 verses here in Psalm 40, is that there are a few differences. Not very many, but a few. One of the differences is in Psalm 70, you have the word haste used 3 times. It's translated 3 times. And then that final phrase, make no tarrying, which is, haste. So we could say 4 times in Psalm 70 that psalm is all about the haste. Answer me hastily. Here in Psalm 40, haste is used once, there in verse 13, but then we don't have it again until we come to the very end where we have make no tarrying. So again, we have the same ending. In Psalm 70, the tetragrammaton is not used, the Lord's name. Here in Psalm 40, the Lord's name is used. In Psalm 70, the word for God is used. O God, make no tarrying. So that's a difference. There are just a few other slight differences in the psalm between the two, but nothing I'm going to mention because it doesn't really do damage to the poetry or to the message that's being given here. The prayer is a prayer of deliverance. It's a prayer of, oh God, please hurry, because my enemies have surrounded me. And you look at 14 and 15, he has those three imprecatory statements against the enemy. And then you have in 16 these statements about those who trust the Lord. So again, we have the contrast between those who trust the Lord and those who don't. And then it concludes with verse 17, which is marvelous. And as far as doctrinally is concerned, it tells us exactly what we need, what we know from the New Testament, from the other places in the Bible, that we are indeed sinners, poor and needy, he says. Let's go ahead and read then verses 14. I did it again, didn't I? Verses 14 through 17. Actually, the passage that's like Psalm 70 is 13 through 17, but we've already read 13, so we'll go ahead and read 14 through 17. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame, that say unto me, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, the Lord be magnified. I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. Okay. All right, so that's verses 14 through 17. And you notice there in 14, he begins, as he describes those that are against him, let them be ashamed that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. All of this is just like in Psalm 70. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Sounds like at the foot of the cross, doesn't it? As they were passing by, the passers-by wagged their heads. They said, aha, look, we've got him. God's not going to hear him. So we have their speech actually in 15. And then in 16, he prays, let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, the Lord be magnified. So we have those that want to do him harm. We have those that are rejoicing in the Lord and love his salvation. And what are they saying? The Lord be magnified. So while the scorners are saying, aha, we got him, those that trust the Lord are saying, oh, let the Lord be magnified. And then we have verse 17. And I love verse 17. I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. I am poor and needy. We are dead in trespasses and sins before we come to Christ. We are poor, we are needy, and we need him to do that work. You think upon me. The Lord, isn't it wonderful that the Lord would think upon dead people, those that have rebelled against him? And yet, that's how merciful he is. That's his loving kindness and his truth and his righteousness and his faithfulness and his mercy all rolled up into one, that he thinks on us, the poor and needy ones, and we're poor and needy because of our sin. And yet, he thinks of us. He thinks of us. I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. What a beautiful confession of faith, and then desperate prayer. Make no tarrying, oh my God. He wants this answer right now. And doesn't that sound like us? We want our answer right now. Well, join me next time. We're going to look at Psalm 41, and Psalm 41 is the last psalm in Book 1 of the Psalter. We'll talk about that next time here on Daily Dose Radio.